Hello, everybody. Welcome to Echo Underground. I am Shanique.
This is Mike.
And on this podcast, we talk about music, movies, and
Boys to Men.
and
Technically, that works, but not in that context.
I don't know.
In different contexts.
Of the world.
I started this. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah, funny. I thought of "Close to Me" and I was like, wrong band. Which is a weird song when you think about lyrics. Alright, but today's episode is about the one and only SHAZAM movie. New DCEU movie. Basic overview. We meet Billy Batson. He's chosen by this wizard to become this guy because he's dying and shit. And he's like, yeah, I'm a superhero. He does kid-like shit and has big responsibilities. And at the end, he becomes a superhero. That's basically it. I think I nailed that. I think I nailed that short overview.
Yep. That's quite short.
Hey, whatever. So overall, I'm gonna give this movie an A-. It's better than a B, but it's not a full-on A. You know what I'm saying? There are moments that were cheesy for me. I wish the action sequence were a little bit better, but it had some really good humor in it. It was very entertaining. The pacing was off in the beginning, but I was okay with it. Except for, there was a couple scenes where I was like, whoa, that's actually pretty good. I liked all the stuff they did with the villain. I like Billy and Freddy's relationship throughout this entire movie. I do share the same criticism that Shazam doesn't make sense as Billy. Meaning, when he transformed into Shazam, I'm like, are we sure that's the same character? That's only, because, for me, Billy didn't seem like he would be that dorky as a superhero. So when he transformed, I was like, alright. But you know what? It made it fun. I thought Zachary Levi did well. And overall, I think it's a great time at the movies that everyone would enjoy. And before we go any further, spoilers. There'll always be spoilers. We don't do non-spoiler reviews because we ain't got time. No, I'm playing. It just makes it easier to talk about the music when we actually can talk about scenes from it. So if you don't want to be spoiled, it is what it is. Michael, what do you give this movie?
I'll give this movie an A- as well. Really, it's only because one of the things where it's like, as far as DCEU movies go, and I think this trend kind of started with, I want to say Aquaman mostly. I could kind of say Suicide Squad, but not really. But a lot of the main big hitter movies for DC, they they have a more of a dark undertone to it, and I'm like, okay, who cares? I don't. Because when people brag about that, they think this is a complaint. I don't care. I love the DCEU movies regardless. I love Suicide Squad regardless of how people saw it. And one of the things is too, is even though this one took a lighthearted note, it worked out in its favor because they realized one thing too, Aquaman worked really goddamn well and they lightened up a lot for that movie, which I was really happy about. Very, very pretty movie. You can tell the differences in budget that went into each movie. However, this one still kind of stood out on its own because I think it's a pretty decent sized origin story for Billy Batson and accurate as fuck. If you went to the IMAX viewing of it, they probably gave you the issue 1 for Shazam, and you're just gonna realize that they essentially just copied and pasted the first I want to say about 40 minutes of the movie, with the exception of Dr. Savannah and his family dealings or whatever.
Yeah, and the one thing I like about the DCU going forward is they're making their movies based on how the character is. So, for me, Shazam wouldn't make sense as, a dark, and that's, a quote type movie. And neither does Aquaman, considering what his powers are.
But so they made that work, yeah.
Yeah, and also each director is putting their own spin on it.
Right.
Jason Wan did his own thing on this movie. David, I think Sandberg, that's his name, did his own thing on this movie. So I like that they basically said, okay, this is the type of character. This is the tone of the movie. I like that they're doing that instead of kind of doing the Marvel way, which is everyone kind of has the same tone, no matter what the character is. They might have different traits, but they basically have the same tone in every movie. And I kind of like that DC's doing his own thing. It's basically, I think they're going more like their comic route, where they're there's connections, but it's not overbearing.
Right.
So you don't have to force team ups and crossovers. But we'll get to that later. So let's get into basically the kids, because I want to save Billy for last, actually, because he's most of this movie. So, Darla, I thought she was, like, so cute.
Yeah, she's
And
adorable.
she's Billy's stepsister, and I forgot her real name. But she's so cute. I was just saying, oh, and, like, I wanted to hit Billy when he was so mean to her.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she was a standout, and I like that, I like the little ending scene with, when they transform into the Marvel family. I thought that was pretty cool.
The Marvel family.
That's pretty their name.
I know you're not wrong. I was just thinking because, obviously Marvel, but,
Yeah. I don't... Shazam family, let's put it that way.
Sure.
Because that's their new name, I guess. The Shazam family. I liked Megan Good playing the older version of her. Like, my favorite part was when she went to Santa. And was like, tell her what she wanted. That was so cute. You could tell it was the same person. And I really enjoyed that. What do you think of Darla?
I thought Darla was adorable. Like, I think like her attachment to Billy immediately after she met him, she already had like a poster for him and everything, and I was like, that's cute. She wants to call him her brother immediately. That's cute. And I was like, okay, clearly she just meant to be like the clean, adorable face of the 5 siblings or whatever. And
Protect her at all costs.
Right, yeah, this is one of them characters where like, guys, she's adorable. Let's not do anything to fuck this up for her. We must protect her.
Yo, when the deadly sin like almost eat her,
Yeah.
I was like, you better not.
I like how she smacked the hand. I was like, yo, brave as shit.
Yeah, because little kids
Don't eat me. Bad. Oh, she didn't say that, but like, that's the kind of
That's
attitude
basically what
she had.
after he like put her down, she was like,
right.
like hit him. Sorry.
She gonna hit me.
Sorry. I was trying to get the sound effect.
Damn.
All right, what?
You couldn't use yourself. You had to use my flesh. Like the hell.
Yeah, you right next to me. That's what we doing.
You could have used you.
Nah, we don't want to do that.
Yeah, clearly.
Next one up is Pedro. He barely had a character.
Yeah. All I know about him is he's failing in school, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, he failed in school. He potentially may be gay. I heard because he said like talked about how like girls don't interest him, and I was like, okay, whatever. But the most time he had the most personality was when he was the adult version of himself.
Mm.
And he had the super strength and he was holding up the building. I thought his fight at the end was pretty cool. But I kind of wish he had more character development. But then the movie would get really long. We think Pedro.
Yeah, kind of the same thing. Like, he was just kind of there to say that he's one of the 5 kids, I guess. There's not really much to say about Pedro, to be fair. Like, we know that he's failing in school. We know that he's, like, I guess the muscle of the group, apparently.
Yup.
They didn't really get fleshed out too much in the fight versus the Sins, because they were, like, busy saving people as well. But he's most notable for being the one to hold up the Ferris wheel when it was tipping over from one of the Sins. So I was like, okay, cool. You're the muscly one, and I think he's the outside of the not the tallest one, but definitely the most brolic one, huh?
He's the H, right? Because Shazam stands for every Greek hero. Like, if you actually spell out Solomon, Hercules.
So Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Achilles, and Mercury.
Right. So Darla was definitely Achilles. Not Achilles.
Mercury.
Mercury, yeah.
She's the speed one.
Yeah. Pedro was Hercules. And then you have Mary, who I think was Mercury. That's her name?
You just said Mercury a while ago. Mercury the speed one.
No, I said Hercules.
I thought Pedro was Hercules.
Pedro's Hercules. Darla's what?
Mercury.
Right. Then who's Mary?
Mary, the college system. I just don't know. Like, I never associated any of them to the actual god. I thought all of them had all the power of the gods because they could all like shoot thunder and shit.
No, that's not true.
Oh well, I don't know.
So basically, like the 6 of them together makes Shazam. So when he breaks up and gives them the power, he loses all of those powers.
Oh well, I wasn't paying attention to that, to be honest.
That's like
I know
he's Solomon. Like he has the wisdom.
Yeah, I get that, but even when he flew off and fought with Savannah, he still had all his powers. Is what I'm saying. Like he still threw thunder. He still called down the power of Shazam to transform.
I mean, yes, they're both gonna still have that. The thunder power isn't unique to any of them. Not one of the gods have unique thunder, but like technically, when he splits off, I don't know if that's how it's supposed to work. When he splits off, he's weaker because his powers get transferred into them. Because we never saw him use his speed again. Like there's certain things we never saw him do, but it doesn't matter. But I forgot who Mary's based off. Which god she's based off of? Probably Atlas, maybe. I don't know.
Atlas is just stamina, so I don't know how. I
don't know. I don't know my Greek that well. Mary was a little disappointing too. she had more character development when she wasn't a hero at the end. We didn't even get no good scenes with her when she was actually transformed into the family.
True, right.
And I didn't like that part. But I love her as human Mary. She's very motherly though, and I kind of wanted her to be more of a teenager. But I like her connection with Billy. I liked how she was a good sister. I like how she wanted to be around her family. And it showed how smart and caring she was.
Right.
So yeah. What do you think of Mary?
Not much. Outside of the whole college thing, which is her own little story outside of that. I don't really know what else to think of her. So I was like, sure, Mary's there.
Let's talk about, I guess, the Wizard as well and Dr. Savannah. Those are really the next.
Not going to the next kids.
Well, I was gonna say, let's talk about
Freddie.
Eugene. I forgot about Eugene. I was gonna say Freddie and Billy for last, but Eugene, he was the tech nerd, which is low key a little racist that he's Asian, but
Damn, not really.
yeah, kind of is.
Okay, sure.
Come on, let's be honest. The tech guy, and most of the time, is always an Asian guy or a nerdy white guy.
In Spider-Man, he's Spanish.
Really?
That's not racist at all.
Are we talking about DC or are we talking
Spider-Man?
But are we not talking about DC though?
Oh, I didn't know it mattered. He said the tech guy in all these other movies, so I don't know.
Yeah, I stuck to the DC universe.
Okay.
Like, leave that Marvel shit over there. I'm just playing. I'm playing with you. Like, your face is like... No, but I think it's I thought it would be cool if they kind of switched some of the character traits. But Eugene was cute. He's the kid from the Fresh Off the Boat, and I thought he was really good. I liked that when he was like a superhero, he was flexing on everyone. I like that he helped Billy find his mom, which led to a really good turning point for him. But he didn't have much of a character either. Mm-hmm. What do you think of Eugene?
Yeah, I think the movie didn't really want to make them two bigger characters. I think they're like all together as a family is more the thing, the key idea for their presence in the movie instead of actual like individual stories. Because the only one who really got any like actual character development was Freddy, and we got to talk about him separately, like you said. So.
No, you have no opinions on Eugene himself.
No, I have an opinion on Mary either.
All right, I'm just saying. Okay, so Dr. Savannah, basically, if I'm gonna be honest, out of all the DCEU, the best villain for me is still Zod. I don't think anyone topped that so far. I think Auron is pretty good, pretty close.
Auron?
Or is it Auron?
Orion?
No, the Aquaman's brother is not called Orion.
Who you talking about?
Aquaman's brother.
Orm.
It's Orm. Are you sure?
There's an Orion there in DC Universe. I was like, where the hell in DCEU is Orion? But yes, Orm.
Oh yeah, because you're thinking of the guy you're thinking of is part of the New Gods, but he's not a villain either.
Yeah, which is why I was confused. I was like, Orion, because he said Orm or something else. I don't know, but yeah, Orm. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, he's probably close, but I think Zod's the best one. Mm-hmm. If I had to rank Dr. Savannah, I would put him as number 2 actually, because I think I love his intro that he's originally picked by the wizard, Solomon, and chosen first, but he failed the test of being pure at heart. And then the wizard said something to him, said, "You're not good enough," which he then later causes an accident for his family because he starts freaking out. And then you see him older and he's actually searching for where this wizard was. And you kind of see him get his powers from the 7 deadly sins. And it's funny because which I'll get to that with Billy, but it's crazy. I like that he wasn't the only one chosen. Mm-hmm. I like that the wizard just kept trying to find kids. How was he picking them? Like, ooh, you're next. Random. Like, it looked like a random generator. Like, there was no, like...
filter for it.
Yeah. Best scene from him, in my opinion, is the boardroom scene. Okay? He literally walks in there, kills his brother, his father, and the whole board, and walks out. He is so smooth with it. I thought but after that, he doesn't really have any character development, but you do see he has issues. Like, showing him as a kid and seeing him as an adult and see how that one moment affected his life, I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, but what do you think of Dr. Savannah?
Two main points, kind of something you said. I do kind of like that the movie just made you want to hate him. Like, you just saw a man kill his own brother and father. So it's like, okay, the movie want me to hate you, that's okay. And I kind of get it too, because like as a kid you were scarred by this wizard.
Basically telling you ain't shit.
Yeah, like he told you you ain't shit and you never will be shit. Like, you just said what his father told him just a while ago, because his father definitely put that in his head too. And that's kind of where like you would set out for revenge after that. Now, the second thing I like about Dr. Savannah is that later on in the movie you kind of see like an interesting little dichotomy between Billy and him, being that Billy was the one who ends up like, you know, using his family as strength, where Dr. Savannah was like, you're better off on your own, like, because that's what Billy used to think too.
Yep.
But later in the movie, like, you know, that whole opinion changed, because you know, so it kind of went for like this, you know, family versus individuality kind of like, you know, element. And I was like, I see, like, you know, this is what you could have been had you gone worst case scenario and just completely done things by yourself. So I thought that little thing was interesting right there.
You know what's funny? I think, oddly enough, it depends on who your family is.
Of course.
Because sometimes, in my opinion, Dr. Savannah was probably better without his father and dad. Because they treated him like shit when he was younger. But Billy was the opposite. He had good people around him, and he was just pushing him away. But it's crazy, though, because he realized he's better off without his mother.
Yeah.
So it depends on who you're around. But I think, like, another thing, like, the deadly sins. You showed me in the comic that there were people. Do you rather they be people or still, like, monsters, like, in the movie?
I'll kind of rather them just be people. I mean, for the movie's sake, I kind of get it.
Money.
But, because it's, you know, it's more actors to hire and all that. Like, granted, they're probably all voiced over by the same person. Like, just a weird, deep growling noise. So it's like, yeah, we're just going to use that one person for everybody. So it's like, well, now we can, instead of using 7 different people, we're just going to use this one person.
Yep.
But in the comics it works, in the movie it works. I'm okay with it. They're just like generic looking monsters, all kind of like, you know,
gargoyles.
Yeah, gargoyles is a strong word for whatever the fuck they look like. But one of them looked like a gargoyle. I think that one was Wrath.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought they were all right. Like, they don't have any character in and of themselves, except for maybe Greed, who had this one point. No, sorry, not Greed, but Envy, who had like this one trait where he's like, he's the most like Savannah, but like it wasn't like a character thing. It was just more like a thing that
he's envious. Yeah.
Yeah, like, he stood out a lot more because of what Savannah went through, and I was like, okay, sure. But they were effective, not ideal, you know. And they actually put up a decent challenge for Billy, because like they could turn to smoke and then back to solid.
That's
like,
annoying.
Things again. So.
That's like fighting fucking smoke in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's annoying. Yeah, to me, I mean, I do like them as monsters, but now that I know that they were actually people, it would have been a lot better. Mm-hmm. But I think, like, it was better that they were monsters because it kind of made it easier for the kids to fight them.
Right.
So I think if they were actually fighting people who had more thought process, they would have had a rougher time fighting those, like, you know, actual, like, things. But I was more interested in Savannah than anything else anyway. So I did like that they made his eye as cool as it looks. It looks okay in the comic, but it really looks cool in the movie. And I like that his eye contained the 7 deadly sins.
My bad.
What's also weird, though, is at the end of the movie, Savannah gets his eye is fine. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, your eye got taken out, but your eye's still there. What just happened here?
So what did it do? It just pushed its eye back so it could put it there? That's what it seemed like.
I thought the essence was in his actual eyeball, and maybe like magic removes it from his eye.
You know, that might be it.
At that point, I'm just reaching. I don't know if that's a fact or not. So.
He didn't even have the scar anymore.
Yeah, right. The scar.
That was weird. That's a little weird, but hey, it's a wizard giving powers to children.
Yeah,
whatever.
Right. It's kind of weird too when he first got the power. He was like, "Hey, touch my staff." He's like, "Whoa, hold up! Touch my staff and scream my name." Whoa, hold up! I see the problem here.
Yeah, he was confused. Freddy. He was an interesting character. There were times he was annoying, but he was like that lovable dork.
Yeah.
He's a crippled kid who goes to school with a bunch of dickheads. Because in my school, in high school, if you beat up the crippled kid, you're an ass.
Oh, yeah, you're going to hell for that.
No one's laughing at you beating up the crippled kid.
Right.
Like, no, that's not funny. And I liked his relationship with Billy. I like that you could tell he was a good-hearted person. The only thing I didn't like is when he got mad at Billy for taking money from people. He's like, oh, that's not what a real superhero does. I'm like, you were with him until he didn't, like, do what you want. That's the only reason you cared. That's the only thing I didn't like. I did like his superhero form, though. His superhero form was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
The guy, Adam Brody, played him. See, it seemed like it was Freddy. He was the best match, in my opinion. And I did like that, even though I told Michael, I was like, yo, he can't really walk, like, normally. But as soon as he becomes a superhero, he just flies.
Right.
He does nothing else but fly, and he actually saves the bullies that beat on him.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty cool. What do you think of Freddy?
Freddy I thought was cool. Like you said, he's a lovable dork. He's kind of like the superhero expert who kind of like mentors him through his through figuring out what was going on, figuring out he was bulletproof, he could fly, super strength, no heat vision, you know, sparkle. He gave him all the cool, weird, cool but like dorky superhero names like Captain Sparkle Fingers.
I actually heard that in the comics he was referred to that as once.
And Thundercrack. Yeah, I mean that's kind of cool. So at least they like it was like a cool nod because I haven't seen it, but at least that's a cool nod to the comics. Like it was kind of cool. Like the whole Thundercrack thing was kind of cool because that's a butt thing, man. I don't like that.
Yeah, they call him the Red Cyclone, so he doesn't have his official.
Which is also a nod to obviously another superhero because he's clearly another Red Cyclone in DC.
Is it Red Cyclone or Red Tornado?
Oh, I'm bugging. It is Red Tornado. So who the hell is Red Cyclone then?
No one.
I thought that's an actual thing.
I don't think that's a thing.
I feel like it.
Return to sender. I don't think about that. Yeah, Freddy was pretty cool. I thought his development over the movie was actually pretty solid. I like that you got to get to know him. Along with the foster parents. I thought the foster parents was actually pretty cool as well. Mm-hmm. It was nice to actually have nice foster parents for the first time.
Yeah, a lot of times in the movie, you just see them being dicks a lot, so.
Yeah, dickheads all the time, hitting the kids, abusing kids. There's actually a real life story of this foster mom who would lock the fridge.
Yeah.
And she would like not feed the kids, so they were eating like the wallpaper and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But then they got adopted by another family, and now they eat all the time.
Right.
Shoot, if that was me, I'd be eating all the time.
Sure, I mean the fridge too.
Damn, but yeah, I thought Freddy was actually he was one of my favorite characters in the movie. Billy was he was half to me. Like I didn't like him until middle to end. Because I think Billy was stuck in the past. I think that was one of his biggest problems. He was so stuck on his mom. First of all, he should have known his mom didn't look for him. In my opinion. Like, you got lost and your mom don't find you for like 15 years? 13 years? Actually, no. I think it's 12 because he's 15 and he got lost when he was 3. So 12 years.
He said practically 15, but he's definitely 14.
Okay.
But when Savannah asked him how old are you, he said practically 15. But Freddy knows he's 14, obviously. So
okay, so if that's fine. That doesn't make it better. 11 years. Your mom didn't find you? Nah, bro. She ain't looking for you, and that's the truth. I knew it would be like his mom thought that he was better off. Because I felt like his flashbacks were actually off and what actually happened.
Yeah,
it was close.
Yeah, we saw 2 flashbacks from the scenario too. So.
Yeah, and one she's more happy than in his flashback, but in hers she's like depressed and shit. But everything else, the words are still the same. And I like that, even though in the original, doesn't his parents die or some shit? And he gets orphaned?
I don't recall that.
Because I don't think the actual backstory he has in here is actually the same as the comics. I don't think so. He's definitely orphaned, but I don't think he's, I think the mom's dead, but I don't know. Father in jail, the mom is like, I'm 17, which, okay. And I can't take care of a child, so I'm just going to let the system do it for you. And she's still dating trash ass men, because we could hear that her man's trash. I liked him finally becoming friends with Freddy. Boy, I'm married. Yeah, but finally becoming friends with him and actually not being less of a dickhead to Darla. I like those scene when they kind of say, "Be a good sister and don't snitch." Michael, like when Dr. Savannah goes into the room and like basically holds him captive. Lord have mercy. Words are escaping me today. They all be laughing.
I didn't say a word to you.
Yeah, but you all laughing on the corner. It picked it up.
I didn't say a word to you.
Okay, whatever.
Laughing ain't words.
It's a sound.
Not a word. I was right. I didn't say a word to you. You're right.
Okay.
Sticking
Anyway,
to my guns.
yeah, he held them hostage, and then Mary and the rest of the kids figure out that Shazam is Billy. And Darla was like, "Yes, I didn't tell." Michael in the theater was like, "Don't snitch, Darla. This is the time to snitch. What was wrong with you? Explain that."
I ain't like it.
That's all you got?
Yep.
He's like, "Darla, don't you fucking snitch. Don't you fucking snitch. Leave Darla alone. She should have snitched."
Wait, but she figured it out before Dr. Savannah. They figured it out before Dr. Savannah captured them. 'Cause remember, Mary and
Oh yeah, he walks in afterwards.
Yeah,
yes,
right.
But still, she should have snitched at that point because Billy was missing.
Well, he wasn't really missing. He knew what the fuck he was doing.
No, this was when he ran off to see his mom, and they didn't know where he was, and the parents went after him.
Yeah, like I said, he knew what he was doing. You're right.
But to them, he's missing.
Listen, he knew
Look, let me tell you something. If you ran off as a child his age, what would your mom think?
he's a survivalist though. My mom's different though.
Oh, okay, mom's different though.
If the sun go down and I'm in the backyard, I'm officially missing, according to my mom. So listen, we can't use
You
my
ain't
mom
in the
as a-
house. I understand.
Listen, I wasn't across no damn train tracks trying to find my real mother. So
He literally ran away from them, and they had to get in the car.
he's done that so many times though. How many times have families already said he's been missing? He's been running away forever.
Not with them though.
And
That matters.
okay,
Look, first of all, there don't be no foster parent because like if a kid runs away from you, like literally runs away from you, call the cops, even if it was his first time or not. Because if you don't and something happened to you, you in jail.
right.
Well, depending, who knows. But yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, Billy. I like his character progression through the movie. I like that he saw that his mom wasn't ain't shit. And I like that he started appreciating what he had and actually stepped up. I also like how he tricked the deadly sin into getting out of Savannah.
Oh yeah, Envy, yeah.
Yeah. I like that he used his weakness against him, which kind of goes in the fact that he was supposed to be the wisest one. He has wisdom as a power, which is crazy. That's actually a cool power. I want that.
It doesn't show up very often, to be honest. Like the whole wisdom thing, like he still makes a lot of dumb decisions while being a superhero, like putting a damn mattress down when a bus is about to fall. Like only instinct made him lift that bus up, not actual. Hey, this is my plan.
But that's because look, my theory is that he didn't tap into his true power, which is why he does dumb shit. Because he's still Billy, like until he actually taps into his true power. Because he can do more than what he did in this movie, but he don't know that. So, I mean, he's magical Superman. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So, like, I actually did like how Billy kind of fully realized his flaws and actually stepped up for his family. So I thought that was pretty cool. What do you think of Billy?
Billy's cool. I do kind of like the whole reveal of his mom. I'm gonna start from the beginning with what I gotta say though, because in the beginning, you could tell the guy is survivalist. It's kind of funny to see him go to the black mom's house, the black Miss Batson's house, and be like, "I'm your son," and she's like, "I doubt it."
Yeah.
But one of my main things I like about Billy too, I think of all the ones that the wizard brought to the lair, he's the only one to say that, yo, there's no good people left, yo. And I feel like that might have been what the wizard saw in him, other than the wizard, like, just straight up running out of power. I think that's the wizard's like saying, you know what? It's wise of you to say that because maybe good people are more of a concept than an actual fact in the world. No one's good, but there's good in people. And because you're so young and you're able to figure that out, maybe not be able to choose you as champion. I could be wrong because I'm telling you my perspective of this. Go ahead.
Here's the thing about that, which I forgot to mention. It's funny because I feel like if Dr. Savannah didn't attack Billy, right? Didn't attack the wizard, and like made him basically have to pick the next person he was going to, right? Because remember, the wizard never tests Billy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Billy would have failed.
Yeah, probably.
So I kind of like, it's kind of weird that Dr. Savannah's assholeness basically sealed his fate. Because he picked the one kid. He picked Billy, in my opinion. I do agree with you that he picked Billy because of potential to be good. Not because he's actually pure at heart. Because, I mean, there's a pure at heart one. Darla.
Yeah.
She's really the pure at heart one.
Yeah, definitely.
And Freddie, too. I feel like. Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. He has moments.
Mary.
Yeah, Mary. Can't really speak on Pedro and Eugene enough because they don't know them. So
I don't know. I feel like Eugene too because he did take the time and actually find Billy's mom,
yeah,
and Pedro a little bit because he saw the note and realized what Billy was doing and helped him out.
right.
So, but yeah, pure heart, dollar, tech at all costs.
Yeah.
Go back on your Billy.
Oh yeah, but yeah, when he got chosen by the wizard, I was like, okay, cool. Granted, like I said before, the wizard kind of had only enough power to like look for one more person. So there was that, you know.
Default.
Yeah, like okay, at least the last person who I interviewed today was the one who was not definitely not perfect, but you got to get hired for the job, and I have kind of some faith in you now. So there was also that. I do kind of like the process of him figuring out his powers. It was kind of cool when, like, you know, he went to the little bear store, like in the trailers, and threw those two guys out, and they realized what was going on. I like when he was like, as you know, Zachary Levi. Oh, excuse me. Getting seen in his costume everywhere. Damn, that was loud as shit.
You could have kept going.
Yeah, but you made it loud. You interrupted my speech. I was in the middle of something.
No, you weren't.
But either way, people had like a cool reaction to him being in his super suit. I do like the whole thing of the oh man, I can't talk about the very end, but yeah, I like Billy. He was very annoying at first, but understandably so. And I do one of the things I like about him most is that he actually starts to formalize this idea of family not necessarily being only exclusive to biology, like your blood. Like your family is now in this house, and that's like his team. People are looking out for him. And this movie only takes place over a couple of days, when you think about it. Maybe, of course, maybe like 4 days, probably.
No, definitely more than that.
Well, maybe so, but a couple of days.
Nah, I thought it was like at least a week. But, yeah, Billy, the only thing I would say that, like, the final fight was cool. I like the first fight better than the final fight, to be honest. But I thought the third act in general was really solid. Very good third act. One thing I would mention is that I like the story where you get a hint at Black Adam. And he talked about how
he
they
killed the other wizards.
Right. How they chose the champion, and the only reason one of them is left because he killed the wizard and set loose the 7 deadly sins. So in the last ditch effort, they gave Solomon the power, and he sealed them off. But Black Adam just chilling.
I don't think the actual wizard himself is Solomon, which is weird because they said you get the power of gods, and Solomon and Atlas aren't gods. Because Atlas is a Titan. He's the one who's holding up the planet forever. Like he's like been sentenced to, like, you know, I think like Zeus sentenced him to like a way
But aren't
back.
Titans still gods or no?
Titans aren't gods.
What are they?
They're Titans.
What's a Titan?
They existed before the gods.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like they're you know, like Kronos and Tar.
I always consider those gods anyway, but maybe they're actually different. Maybe.
They're like the big like I see in like Kingdom Hearts, like they're like really big giants pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Who have like, you know, specific things across the world. But and then gods were just like, you know, kind of human size, maybe kind of like, you know, super sized a little bit, like,
yeah.
You know,
But the only reason I called the wizard Solomon is because he said that's his name.
Yeah, which is kind of weird. I don't know why this. Wait, they said the wizard's name was Solomon?
Yes.
Okay, I
mean, he does say the wisdom of Solomon, but he calls himself Solomon. So whatever, doesn't matter.
I remember him calling himself Solomon.
At the very beginning, he talked about his brothers and sisters and made this powerful speech. I don't know. I could be wrong though, cause we watched some shit today. So yeah, but also that first fight scene was good, but there was, and I like how Dr. Savannah caught onto everything. I like how smart the person was. What? Am I wrong or am I right?
No, we're both stupid. The wizard's name is Shazam. Remember, say my name. I was like, hey, yo, duh. So say my name and touch the staff. Shazam. Go ahead, though. We're dumb. We're sorry, internets. We do our research on the fly sometimes.
Oh, yeah, his name is Shazam.
Yeah.
What am I thinking of? Then what's the other's name?
What are you talking about?
What's the brother and sister's name?
They never got into that.
Alright.
Maybe they had different god powers that made different names. Who knows?
I know that he has all their powers, though, right? Or does he have one power and then... I don't know.
Now you're going down the rabbit hole. Nah, straight up, don't know.
I don't know. I forgot the lore. My bad. Research time. Next movie, if we get one. Yeah. One thing I would say, though, Zachary Levi made some weird-ass faces during the fight, but I can get over it. like his I'm tough face was weird. A little weird. But I think it kind of matched with what Billy would do. He would think that's what a superhero tough face would look like.
Right.
Alright, so overall, really good movie. I love the third act. I like that they took the picture with all the superheroes, Shazam and his crew.
Right.
And I guess they just turned back. Right?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
So now, do they have that power permanently?
That's the question I was asking you before. Because we don't know how it would work for the next movie or for,
I don't think there is
for the next installation of DCEU.
Here's the thing. I think because they broke the staff, that's a wrap.
Right, I think so as well.
That was a one-time deal, which is personally what I want. I want, which, let's get into the post-credit scene, and then I'll talk about what I want for the future. But post-credit scene. Actually, the end of the movie, they have a cameo by Superman, which I thought was pretty cool. Obviously, it's not Henry Cavill because we don't see his face. But for what the scene is, basically during the movie, Billy breaks a promise to Freddy to show up as Shazam at the thing to say he has like a superhero friend.
Right.
And then, which Michael in the movie like, shut up. Saying all these mean stuff to the kids. And he makes it up to Billy by not only showing up as Shazam, but as Superman. With Superman as well. So Superman and Shazam were just chilling with Freddy. I thought that was pretty cool. And I like that they focus on Freddy's reaction.
Right.
What do you think of that?
I thought the cameo was dope. I kind of wish they did just show Henry Cavill there. Because he's still with DC. So I'm like, we already confirmed information. I mean, I get it. But it's like 2 fucking seconds. Anyways.
They not.
But yeah, I thought that part was cool. I do like the part where they talked about Aquaman as well. So
and Wonder Woman too.
Right, and
Batarang,
Wonder Woman,
yeah.
And Batman's Batarang, you're right. So I'm like, okay, clearly we're setting up almost everyone that's in the DCEU so far, except for like Flash and Cyborg. So I'm like, yo, cool. Hopefully one of those seats at the table will be yours, since obviously you're talking to Superman right now. And yeah.
No, so I have a question. How do you think like they met?
Who?
Shazam and Superman.
Well, to be fair, a lot of that was put on the internet, so I'm assuming Batman probably found out at some point that there's another superhero on the loose, because like he found out there's 4 other super beings just from video cameras and shit, and 1 from a freaking picture. Yeah. So I'm like, it probably wouldn't be too hard for Batman to find out there's someone else out there and send Supes, but like, hey, this guy got punched through a building. He's probably really tough. You should probably take front line on this one.
That makes Batman sound so punkish, though.
I mean, he's definitely not a punk, but Batman got better things to do than go recruit kids, so.
It's funny. I think what happened was Superman like saw him and was like, let's see. Let's fill him out real quick.
Right.
Because, it'd be funny if like Superman would just watch him get his ass kicked. Like, nah, you need to fight your own villain by yourself. I don't got time. I don't got time.
My movie ain't slated for another year or so, so listen, figure this out by yourself.
If it's slated at all.
Right, for real, yeah, right.
I think we're getting Supergirl before anything. But
which I'd be okay with.
Yeah, honestly, I would want them to just use Brainiac to bring Supergirl in, and then you could still have Superman. But, it depends on what Henry Cavill does, and is this Witcher shit actually good? It don't look good, but let's see. We'll see. The next scene is basically, we see, the post-credit scene is Mr. Mind talking to Dr. Savannah while he's in prison. Dr. Savannah's trying to figure out another way to open the door. Right. And trying to get his powers back and stuff, because he lost it when they defeat the Sins and he broke the staff. And you see Mr. Mind. Now, in my opinion, I would have teased Black Adam, but using Mr. Mind makes sense if you're a comic book fan. Because you see this talking worm, which, automatically. DC got some weird shit.
Doom Patrol vibes hitting real hard.
Yeah. So you see, like, Mr. Mind, which is, like, Caterpillar, which me and Michael learned, he started the Monster Society of Evil, which includes Dr. Savannah and Black Adam, which I'm like, okay, that's actually a perfect lead-in. But to someone who doesn't really know the characters, it's obscure, and you're like, the fuck does this mean? But I did like it. I did like the scene. I think it's a good setup for the next movie without giving away anything, because rumor is that Black Adam will get his own movie first anyway. So, So what do you think of it? What do you think of post-credit scene? I
didn't really know what to think of it, because I kind of found out all the information after the fact. But if you see Savannah again, I will actually be okay, because Savannah was his story was pretty compelling in the fact that, this is kind of out of my hands in the first place, because I got bullied by my family and I got told by a wizard that I ain't shit. So I do find his origin kind of compelling. I kind of want to see what the society is going to be like with Savannah and Black Adam, whoever else they want to throw in there.
Yeah, 'cause they got some.
Hopefully, they can bring in Kondak, which would be pretty cool. Hopefully, like go back in time and show. Hopefully, that's what I think Black Adam's movie should be. Back in time a little bit, back when so they could explain the story that the wizard was talking about. I'd be interested in that. However, that would mean going back to the seven deadly sins. I appreciate the seven deadly sins in this movie. They're functional. Not super interested in seeing them again. I feel like they just should be like a one-time thing for me.
Okay, so that kind of goes into like my predictions. I think the seven deadly sins were people.
Well, maybe that's true.
And then they got turned into whatever the fuck we have now.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would want for a Black Adam movie is, I want them to actually go back in time. And I heard that they're gonna have Hawkgirl in there, and they do have ties to that shit too.
Yep, right.
So it'd be a good way to bring in Hawkman, Hawkgirl, whichever one, or both, whatever one you want to use. It brings in aliens more than just Krypton, right? And also you can show. You'll have to let Black Adam win, obviously.
Right.
Because it's his movie, and you want to see, like, how he's powerful. But I would want them to basically show how Black Adam became the champion. Introduce, if they're going to use Hawkman, that'd be cool, too. I think there's a story with them together anyway. And then kind of tied in Mr. Mind. So by the time we get to Shazam 2, because it will, let's be honest, Shazam will be a hit because of how low the budget is, right? So by the time we get to Shazam 2, right, it needs to, we'll know who Black Adam is. We'll know who Mr. Mind is.
Right.
We know that Savannah's working with him.
We'll know about the wizards and stuff.
Right. So at Shazam 2, he just meet Black Adam for the first time. And then go.
Right.
But I want Billy to step up his game. I'm tired of DC nerfing their superheroes.
Yeah.
Please stop doing that. You better not nerf The Rock either. Because that's going to annoy the hell out of me. And that's going to automatically fail that movie for me. I want them to have a really good fight. And just go for it. Like, no holds barred. Just go for the shit.
I agree.
So yeah, that's what I would want as a prediction. Have Black Adam basically set up Shazam 2 while like kind of reaffirming the actual character of Black Adam himself. And maybe introduce some new ones so you can like set up some other movies if you want to. It's not strong tied to anything, but it still lets you do what you have to do.
Right.
And then I don't want to see the Shazam family again, to be honest. Or if they do, I want Billy.
Super minimalist.
Yeah. I want literally Shazam 2 to be Black Adam versus like Shazam. Nothing else. I don't want him to get help from Superman. I don't want any of that shit. I don't even want to. At most, I want a cameo from the Justice League at the end of Shazam 2, him joining. Minimum. And I don't want them to know that he's a kid. As well. I want all that shit to be secret. What are you? Predictions?
Oh, I just gave you mine. We want to go back on Kondak.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought you had just for Shazam 2 in general.
I know that there is a movie where Superman does cross over with Shazam and they go up against Black Adam. I know Shanice said she doesn't want a cameo from Superman to help Shazam fight Black Adam, but I actually really like that movie. I'd be okay with seeing some kind of crossover with Superman. I do kind of agree that Shazam needs to be put over a little bit and look strong as fuck, since you're like neck and neck with Superman. There have been times in the comic books where Superman has beaten Shazam, yes, but there's also times when he's beaten Superman. So I kind of just want the audience to know that, yo, this kid is strong.
Yeah, and that's for me. That's why I don't want him to have help. Because if he continues to have help, people are gonna be like, yo, he's kind of lame.
Right.
And he's actually one of the badass like superheroes of DC. He's actually one of the strongest. Actually,
yeah,
let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Because he scales to Superman, so he's definitely one of the strongest. One of the fastest next to Superman and Flash. Obviously probably one of the smartest, since we should have been considering Solomon the whole time. So yeah, definitely he's like crazy up there. He can't be killed by anything except magic. Superman can't punch him to death. Granted, he did die in Injustice, which is kind of weird that they set him up to say, hey, you can't die by anything other than magic. And then something non-magic kills him. That was weird. Don't know if that's a one-off or not, but that was weird. But he's strong as shit and should be given his credit.
Exactly. And also, if we're being honest, DC, everyone's overpowered anyway. So, I should start showing that.
Yeah.
Like, we know they're seriously strong. Don't nerf them to just show, like, this person. Because Superman, like, yes, he's one of the strongest, but if we're being honest, if we're keeping the origin of, like, let's say Darkseid or something, Darkseid's stronger than Superman.
Oh yeah, by leagues.
Yeah. So, like, if we actually keep the origin of a lot of these characters, there are people that could take him.
Right.
He has a lot of ways he can die. So I just want, like, to actually scale them all to what they actually are.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I want them, like, this is a slight complaint, I want them to actually keep a continuity. They don't have to be tightly connected, but keep their powers consistent.
Mm-hmm.
That bothers me so bad when all of a sudden they don't know how to do shit the next movie.
Right.
Or they don't even think to do that. That bothers me in any type of comic book universe. X-Men, freaking... The way X-Men nerfed Storm pissed me off so bad. Or even Professor X. He's one of the... And then they superpower him when he has Alzheimer's and Logan. And I'm like, come on. Like, that makes no sense. Keep the powers consistent. At least let them grow their powers. But don't reduce them. Because that annoys me. That's all I'm saying. That's my main complaint. I think that's it. Overall, it was worth seeing, and I really enjoyed it. And definitely, I would say see it in IMAX or Dolby. It makes the experience more fun, in my opinion. I don't think 3D is worth it, but
yeah,
there's nothing 3D worth seeing in this movie. Like, I'm trying to think of where to be.
Aquaman would have been cool, but I don't think this movie has anything worth seeing in 3D.
Nah, I wouldn't. But definitely IMAX or Dolby. Definitely. Let us know what you guys think on Twitter at EchoU Podcast. You can find us on most podcasting apps and social media under Echo Underground Podcast. And we'll see you guys next episode. Bye.
See ya.